This is a C programming question. Which of the following standard C library functions will always invoke a system call when executed from single-threaded process in a Unix or Linux operating system? So we need to consider this always over here, and we have to check for the C library functions from the given options from them that always invokes a system call. So let us check the options. First one is exit. As we know, it is used for the terminating condition, and it is a library function itself, but internally it always invokes a system call. So this is true, and this was an MSQ question, so multiple can be correct. So looking at the next, that is malloc. As we know, malloc is used for dynamic memory allocation, which takes place from the heap. And let us say you have a process from which you are requiring 100 bytes of memory. So you request a malloc, you call this malloc function with parameter 100 because that is the number of bytes that you want. But internally what happens is that for the first time this malloc will make a system call to the operating system, and in response to that system call, what the operating system will do, it will provide the memory from heap in some excess than that was requested by the call. So if you're requesting just for 100 bytes, it is possible that the operating system gives you 1 kilobyte, let us say 1024 bytes in return. So what this malloc function will do, it will give you just 100 bytes itself because you had requested that much only, and the remaining would be kept as a buffer. It will be used for the next time. So if you again perform a system call, if you again call this malloc function with, let us say, 200 bytes this time, then first it will check for this buffer that is present in the intermediate layer if any excess memory is available there or not. And here, since it was 1024 and from that you just used 100, so about 900 bytes would still be left there. So these 200 will actually be given from these 900 itself without again making the function call to the operating system. So that means there is no system call involved in this particular case. So in case of malloc, system call may or may not take place always. Internally it uses this BRK and SBRK type of system calls, but they are not always used. They are used only when the available memory in this buffer is less than what is requested. If it is greater than that, then from this buffer itself you are allocated that memory. If not, then the call goes to the operating system, which will allocate you memory in excess than what you had requested. So this malloc does not always invoke a system call. So because we have this word always, we will not consider this to be the answer. Then coming to the third one, that is sleep. Again, this sleep is a function in which we pass the parameter as time in milliseconds or seconds, and internally it also every time invokes a system call. So this would also be one of the answer. Then the last one, that is strlen. It's a standard function that we always use in the programming, strlen, and then you pass a string object, string parameter into it, and it returns you the length of that particular string. So just for calculating the length of the string, it just needs a traversal and it can return you the length. So there is no system call involved for this one as well. So we saw only exit and sleep. These are the two functions that invoke, that always invoke a system call for their implementation. So the correct choice would be A and C.